with it, which I think that part sucks the most because Babies R Us is the epicenter to get anything when it comes to being pregnant or after, especially more afterwards than before, because let's be realistic, you start a baby registry and nobody fucking buys you anything from it anyway. You gotta go buy yourself shit with gift cards. So, I mean, to have that gone, that actually really sucks.
Yeah, Doug said the best pequel Babies R Us is closing.
That's terrible.
Wow.
Don't have kids now.
Unbelievable.
Seriously, don't
for
have
you,
kids.
moving on with the news, for you Slender Man fans, because we know the Slender Man movie was coming out and everything like that, I have a bit of bad news for you. Slender Man movie has been pushed back from its May 18th release all the way to August 24th. There has been really no reason from the production company as to why it's been pushed back. There was another film, though, that was supposed to be coming out as well under their license that they actually completely canceled and shelved. The only reason I can see for maybe pushing Slenderman back so far is because when you're talking May, you're talking the beginning of the summer movie season. You're going to be competing against Deadpool. You're going to be competing against what's going to be the winner of the summer, which is Avengers Infinity War Part 1. That's going to win hands down the summer. Yeah. That's winning the summer. There's no question about it.
Oh, yeah.
So you're competing with that, plus all these other films that are kind of coming out. With a movie like Slenderman, it has, like, where they say Deadpool has a cult following, Slenderman is, like, even lower on the cult following totem pole.
Oh, yeah.
Again, not to say it's not popular, but to compete against the summer movie blockbusters that will be, that's just shooting yourself in the foot.
Oh, yeah.
So, I honestly think pushing it back to August 24th was a strategic move financially. And you know what? Probably a good move, too, because that's when the summer movies are starting to kind of wind down anyway. Yeah. Things are starting to wind down. The big ones have already come out by this point.
Yes.
And then it just gets down to the point where it's like, people like looking for those last-minute things to do and watch before the summer ends and school goes back and work, everything goes back into full force and everything like that. So I think it's a financial ploy, but also it's a smart one.
It is a very
smart one. I mean, we all know Slenderman is not exactly going to break the bank in the box office, but in the same token, at least it'll stand a better chance to make at least a decent amount of money back.
Yes.
And everything. In BioWare news, BioWare continues to lose faith from its fans as EA's put pressure on them in terms of Anthem, and Anthem has been delayed already. And then now on top of that, because I further read the article, there were still new excuses in terms of like why Andromeda failed and everything like that. They were blaming it on the fact that they had new people that had never worked on the engine before. And everything like that. It's like, no, it came down to producers pressuring these people when they said, look, we want more time to do this right, and you pressured them to kick it out.
Pretty much.
And everything like that. So Anthem, they haven't exactly stated the reason as to why it's delayed. It sounds like from the news article they're trying to blame game creators in a sense, but in the same token it's just like, I don't know, like BioWare used to be one of the most trusted heavily fan-adored game developers. And ever since, like, Andromeda and then stringing people along like yourself with Dragon Age, you kind of started slowly losing your fandom and your fandom loyalty because of delays and poor quality of certain things put out and everything like that. And now this is your new license thing, and now you're already off to a bad start with a delay. Now, I further read the article. I didn't see any news about this or whatever like that, but apparently you said that they are doing a Dragon Age?
Yes, according to a Unilad article / video, there is a new Dragon Age in development. The guy that is helming Anthem is also going to be helming Dragon Age. It is in very early development, so, I mean, there's no other information about it. But there is going to be one after they said the Dragon Age world was over. Obviously, they're putting out another Dragon Age to redeem themselves. That's basically what it is, because Dragon Age Inquisition was going to be the last
go with what you know.
one. Exactly. And, they've already burned half of their fan base, because in reality, BioWare is either Mass Effect or your Dragon Age, And they've already burned half of their audience. So the only way they could truly redeem themselves is to take that other side
Forever
and just
Normandy.
bang it out. They need to get those fans back in.
Yeah, and another detail out of the article I found interesting too. The person they interviewed, they were like, because when they debuted Anthem at E3, and then E3 made the announcement that it was going to come out. I think they said like sometime spring, it's like summer of 2018 or something like that. They were like, oh, that was a little presumptuous to say. It never should have been said. It's more like there was never a solid date confirmed or even a time. So they've already pretty much, that excuse right there has cleared them out of this year. It's not going to come out this year.
Yeah, obviously.
So yeah. Now in other big nerd news. Okay, well, as we all know, Game of Thrones has been backed up till 2019.
Yes.
The big question though is like, okay, when in 2019? Well, by an interview today, we got that answer from Macy Williams, who let the cat out of the bag in terms of when in 2019 we will see Game of Thrones return for its final, most epic season of all time. It will actually be coming out in April of 2019, as opposed to the January time that people thought it was going to be. And the reason why it's not going to be January 2019 is because they'll actually be wrapping around Christmas time. Wow. And that literally gives... Now, here's the scope of things. Again, as we mentioned, it's the final 7 episodes. Mm-hmm. They're all the biggest episodes they've ever done. Most expensive. This is all going to be huge now. From this point out, they're huge. This gives them literally 4 months turnaround time for 7 huge episodes that are basically movies. They're not even episodes at this point. They're basically doing 8 movies.
Yeah.
Because they're all going to be over an hour long. Some of them close to clocking in almost an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you're making movies now.
Mm-hmm.
So they have 4 months turnaround time for these episodes.
Well, not only that, but it is a very smart decision to not go with a January date, considering they're on Sundays at 9, which is pretty much the exact same time as The Walking Dead.
Montoya just said the same thing. It's like filming 7 movies.
Yeah. But even so, it would be really dumb for them to even keep a winter date. Because, again, Walking Dead's on the same time, same night. And in terms of, epic fandoms when it comes to a series, those two are always the biggest. And there are people that dabble in both. They're like, shit, I have to DVR one so I can watch the other. Yeah. There are people that dabble in both. Really quick, cause we got to mention wrestlers that jump on. Dirty Don Montoya is on. Mm-hmm. Meatball says, "Hey, happy birthday, Spike."
Mac Daddy Flex from Gleason's Gym came on. Like, this is just awesome.
Said wrestling and porn. It gets all the watches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the nerd news of the week. Because like I said, I was keeping it really, really short. And once again, not a lot was going on and everything this week.
I want a good finished product, then rushed. Are we still talking about Game of Thrones, or are we talking about the porn part?
I don't know.
A little bit of both.
We could go either way on this right now. Oh, my God.
Oh, no, the nerd news is done.
No. Yes.
Oh, no. That means we have to get to talking about the wrestling part.
Oh, yeah. I think that's everybody's just waiting for you to... Yeah, we're gonna slow build. We're gonna get there. All right. Excuse me, man. I'm all phlegmy all of a sudden. AC phlegm. Anyway. All right. So. Okay. So this Sunday we got the Royal Rumble, and then our first ever history making. Finally the women are getting their due with the Women's Royal Rumble. Yep. This is obviously slated as one of their big epic. Long marathon pay-per-views now, with the pre-show starting at 5 o'clock and the actual show starting at 7 o'clock.
And they added more matches.
Yeah, there's 3 matches added today to the pre-show. And then how many are on the actual card? You have the 2 Royal Rumble matches, 2 title matches. Yeah. So that's 4 on the main card.
No. 2 tag title, the world title, and then I think that's it.
No, both title matches. You got the Universal, the World.
Then the 2... Oh, yeah, you're right.
Both tag titles. 6. And the 2 Royal Rumbles, which are clock in at about an hour, if not a little bit more apiece. So that's already 6 matches on that. Yeah. And then on the pre-show, you've got an additional 3 matches, I think, that they announced today. I don't know if there was any other ones announced.
That I know of.
So that's a lot of wrestling.
people are not going to like me after tonight. Just saying.
Foxy keeps it real when it comes to talking wrestling.
I do.
All right. So, the one thing, and again, this can get a little, and this is no disrespect to anybody that's ever made it to the big show, okay? But the one thing that does irk me, and it relates into the Women's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
That irks me is how loosely the term legend, pioneer, trendsetter.
Oh, we're gonna get into this right now.
Has been thrown around, and it really irked me the day after the 25th anniversary Raw episode where they showed the lineup. Now, Jacqueline, all of those,
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Trish Stratus,
Yeah.
honestly,
gotta give it to her.
she was only as good as who she was put in the ring with.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you cannot deny, yes, she was those things.
Yes.
She was huge. She was big. I will not take that away. I will never take away her legacy, but she was only as good as who she was in the ring with.
Yes.
Now, then you had come out Kelly, who is none of those things.
No.
I've been waiting to say this all week. Okay?
I know.
I've been waiting to fucking say this.
I guess we're going to go down the line.
Yes. So, anybody that is listening to this show right now or watching this show, if anybody feels that Kelly is in the status of legendary and trendsetter, seriously, feel fucking free to unfriend me and unfollow me right now. Because she did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay? And this isn't the fact that I just hate her face. This is over the fact that she literally did nothing for the company, nor did anything for women's wrestling. So why they have her on this fucking pedestal just makes me wonder exactly how many pedestals she's had in her mouth.
Ooh.
Okay? Bottom line.
Moving on to the next person.
That's making my hands sweaty. It angers me so much.
Now, Tori Wilson. I will give Tori Wilson... Tori Wilson was a big name in the business.
Yes.
She was. She was a big name.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was never... And the one thing I will give her credit for, she's never stated she was like a huge in-ring performer or anything like that. She knew her role, and she worked her role very well.
Absolutely.
Very well. She was good at... She was charismatic. She did good on promos. She was a great manager.
Yes.
She never said she was an in-ring performer, and even her in-ring stuff was very minimal. She didn't go too far. So, you know what? In terms of a managerial... Because I would actually... I wouldn't even call her a fixed ring post. You know, she tried to hone the craft of...
She was an active manager.
Yeah, she tried to be a manager. She was a
Yes.
great... The odd pairing of her and Tajiri worked
Oh.
wonderfully. They were great together.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. So, yeah, I will... Not an in-ring aspect, but I will give her doing that.
Absolutely. Just what happened to her face? I'm keeping
Okay,
it real.
the one thing
What
we agree...
happened to her
She-
face?
No, the one thing we agree...
She didn't look like Tori.
No, she had some work done. Not like horrible work. She actually had good work done. But the one... Because she's gotten back into her fitness roots and her
Yeah.
exercise
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
The
But,
one thing we both said was like, though, that body, though...
She looks,
Damn!
She looks absolutely fantastic. But that was not her face. Like, we all... Our faces all change and they age. I understand it. That was not age.
No, she's
that
got a
was-
good surgeon.
That was a new face. Like,
But again,
whoa.
because even Gary Basham said it to me. He's like, "Did you see Tori Wilson?" And I said the face thing in the body. And he went, "Yeah." He's like, "That was more so something like her physique was just like."
Oh,
Damn!
absolutely.
But again, she's really pursuing her fitness thing. She's doing a lot of personal website and everything like that. And those were her roots anyway. That's where she started from. That's where she was originally found. So I will include, as I said, no argument with Jackie whatsoever. No. Everything they stated, she is that. Maria Kanellis, again, never slated to be a big wrestler, but I put her in that Tori Wilson thing.
Yeah.
And this is not a personal bias after sharing locker rooms with her and working Ring of Honor with her and meeting her as a person. She is very knowledgeable. She knows her craft. She knows her position. She knows where she's supposed to be in terms of being outside in the ring and everything like that. So she's not great. I'm not saying she's great, but she took time to learn.
Granted,
but I would not categorize her as those though. I would not categorize her.
I would not categorize her as legendary, nor would I categorize her as a trendsetter because let's be real here. If she didn't go